Okay, greetings everybody and welcome to what hopefully isn't going to be too terribly long of a video, but you know what? Yesterday we talked a lot about the character in BC. Let's talk a little bit more about the 9.10 update that JP will be getting, which will be, of course, relevant in the near future for globalers. So here we go. Talking first, I mean, there's going to be some new filter options, but really the thing that I want to talk today about is this, which is the improvement Espers, because while, better UI and everything is just always a good thing, making players' lives easier is always something that we want to encourage, it isn't necessarily the thing that's super important because things that change the game, such as hollow VCs, are usually a pretty big focus. And here we go. So let's take a look at this. This is the Esper SP gaining items, which have been on the docket for what feels like at least a little while now. And as you can see, you can get a preview of in this image where basically you click on this button for in the Esper status screen. This new little plus icon, it will take you into here where you can spend new items to gain Espers a certain amount of AP. And something that's interesting here, you can also notice that there's a maximum value for Golem. And I would assume that this is going to basically be the same for all Espers. I'm a little bit curious if the amount increases as you scale upwards. Like, for instance, if you're just a 1-star Esper, if you can only 50, 2-star Esper, you can do 100, and a 3-star Esper, you can do 200. But the thing is using these items will gain you a certain amount, and it looks like the max that you can give an Esper is an extra 200 SP, which is definitely not nothing. It isn't as unlimited as I originally thought it was. I thought it was just going to be, hey, guess what? You can buy whatever of these and you can max out a Esper's full board, and there you go. You're good to go. You can just do whatever you want. And really would truly lead to more whaley style situations where essentially whoever's maxed out their Espers is in the best situation. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be that these ones are going to be still somewhat limited. Also, what we know, these will be able to be obtained. So you have the 20 costers, the 30 costers, and the mighty 40 costers. So I don't know, 10, 5, 1, possibly. And we also know that these will be exchangeable within the shop. Both, I think, you can't quote me on this because I read in a comment much earlier, but essentially a couple of the currencies in the game will be able to be traded for some of these, probably not the highest quality ones, or the highest quality ones are just costed. But these will probably be rewards, probably be sold in different packs because, you know, if you can monetize it, you might as well, right? But other than that, yeah, you're going to, I believe, be able to use arena and guild coins to at least buy some of these. And I would assume also, just again, it's probably going to be very similar to the dust for maxing out TMR abilities. So I'm generally okay with it if it ends up working out fine for the players. So let's jump over to the Esper screen for a second. And we're actually going to take a look at an Esper. Let me just choose one that I think is actually quite good. So here, Chaos Bahamut. Now, also because Chaos Bahamut is one of the ones that I actually just have max. Dark Bahamut, whatever. As you can see, my current build is about 25 attack, 7 AP, accuracy plus 7, 15 more for magic resistance. Yep, there it is. And 25% for human killer. Now, if we were to look at here, 200 isn't necessarily going to be able to get you Esper abilities. And more than likely what this is essentially going to mean is some extra resistances or maybe different damage types or some type of killer that will be more accessible for building Espers. I don't think that this is going... Someone's going to get a... Sorry, everyone. Give me a minute. Apologies for that. Anyway, I don't do edit, so that's just essentially going to stay in. So anyway, I can see this being potentially a nice little boost. Thankfully, the developers did not decide to go absolutely insane and just make this unlimited. Because if it had been, and this had just been pay for essentially like maxing out Espers, it definitely wouldn't be bad. So the good news here is, at least to me, is that we are looking at a much more restrained upgrading system, and that is generally good, but it will be a bonus for certain things, and I foresee just certain Espers being particularly the most important for upgrading first. Key Espers such as Odin, Bahamut, regular Bahamut, of course, Shadow, Dark, Chaos Bahamut is also particularly good. And from there, just a variety of different Espers depending on the situations. Like, of course, there's always good tank Espers like the Greater Demon, and scrolling all the way down, I mean, you can potentially go for other Espers that would be really good. It'll be interesting to just play around with this new these new systems as of tomorrow. And yeah, that's basically it. You know, just in case some things they decide to change last minute, we'll give you a little bit of a rundown tomorrow. But let's talk about the Christmas unit banners as a extra thing for this video. Not too terribly much to say. What I essentially expected for a 70 cost unit. Essentially, the 9-step for JP does guarantee you a copy of Wrath. As we scroll down, there's also paid options if you want to go that route. Continuing on, VCs, all of VCs are essentially kind of just set in stone for the way they are now. If you like it, it's fine. If you don't like it, well, too bad. Continuing on, paid options for that VC. And we do have a few other things, by the looks of it, to do with getting shards for characters, as well as just different ways of picking up the older characters. But from what it essentially at least appears to be, it looks like quite a few of them have been stuck on a single banner or just on multi-step ups. And boy, it's hard to really evaluate and say that this is going to be worth anything, because you look at this and it's just a lot of resources potentially in there. Also with the VCs, if there isn't a great way of just guaranteeing the specific VC that you want and the Christmas characters potentially being good enough, this might be just a really, really big skip. And that's kind of the way I'm feeling right now. Because one of the things, at least from looking at here, gold banners are still gone. And that's pretty disappointing because for older units at the very least, it was a really good way of, if you got like an older unit, of at least getting a general head start for the fact that they were older and not necessarily updated. But that's just not the case anymore, so is what it is. Anyway, that is all for this video. We'll take a look at everything once it comes in tomorrow, and of course I'll be live streaming and you will be able to join me, hang out, and chat about the new. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. See you next time.